Hi friends, I'm Megan and I live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and I really love sewing. I also really love buying fabric. As it turns out, it's Friday and I'm here to share with you just some general chat about what I've been up to this week, both in my sewing life and in my personal life. So if that interests you, please keep watching. So I'm sitting here at my sewing desk and I have a stack of projects that I have cut out in front of me. I'm making some headway on my summer sewing plans. And I wanted to give you an update on my Allegro shorts. So I have finished with, I haven't made the drawstring yet, but I'll get there. I have finished my Allegro shorts out of my good fashion fabric. Here they are. They're not much to look at, just like that. They're elastic waist shorts. But like I said, I still have to just finish the drawstring. I made these out of that silky, viscose silky noir that I bought at Rick Rack Textiles. And it's so nice to wear. It's light and it's breezy and it's soft, but it's not see-through, like they're not sheer in any way. It's softer than linen. And they did wash, like the fabric pre-washed beautifully. I made the waistband lining out of some Rifle Paper Company rayon that I had, that I made an Ogden cami out of this, but I had it lying around. And honestly, like I think it makes for a nice contrast, like you don't see it when they're on. But honestly, I made the lining of the waistband fabric out of contrast fabric because I was having trouble on the two muslins that I made keeping the inside and the outside of the waistband straight. So I thought if I do the lining fabric out of a different fabric entirely, maybe that won't be an issue. And it did help. It's also a lighter weight fabric, so the waistband isn't as bulky, which I think helps. So if you've been following my Friday sews, I've talked at great length about the changes and the alterations I made to this pattern and trying to get these shorts to a place where I was happy with them. So I have shorts. They cover my body. My legs are on display. It's hot. And they're perfect to wear. They're comfortable. I'm happy to wear them around the house. I'll be happy to wear them in the backyard next time we go, hang out in someone's backyard. I am not sure that this pattern is ever going to work for me the way that I want it to. And I think part of the problem is that I have become hypercritical with how these shorts look. At the end of the day, they're elastic waist shorts. They are not going to be they're not going to be perfect. They aren't going to be totally flat in the front because they have elastic in the front and the fabric gathers and bunches, and that's the nature of the garment. I will make another pair of these next time looking for shorts. This pair, I put the cuff on, and so it's got a turned up cuff on them, and I won't do that again. So I think that the cuff is a beautiful detail. I think I need to stitch it in place because it keeps falling down because this fabric doesn't have, like, it's so drapey, it doesn't hold the cuff up. If you made these out of a less drapey fabric like a linen, I think that the cuff would stay in place, folded up, but I also think you would have more pronounced gathers and folds of the fabric around the waist. So if that, pick your poison. Which one do you want? I am not thrilled with the way that the slash pockets sit on these pants. And I think that, again, that's the nature of a slash pocket. I have round hips, like very round hips. And from what I was reading online, the slash pocket gaping open is an adjustment that I could make. But it's not worth it for these shorts. They're casual wear shorts. Like, I will wear them. I will wear them proudly. They're not perfect. And part of that is just, I don't really like wearing shorts, and I don't like wearing shorts out in public. I find, I never have. I haven't loved my legs since I was 8 years old, which is really sad. And I hope that if I could go back in time and hug that little 8-year-old girl and tell her that there was nothing wrong with her legs, I would. There is nothing wrong with my legs. They're great. They carry me through my days, and they are long, and I can reach stuff on the top shelf, and they've supported me through a lot. But I don't love my legs, and I don't love the way my legs look in shorts, and I think the shorts would have to be magical for me to like how I looked in them. And so there's nothing wrong with these shorts. They're a great pattern. It comes together beautifully. I do think that the construction on them is lovely. I did all the steps, like I made the waistband with the top stitching and the faux fly turned out really well. The adjustments I made to these final ones, just in case you didn't watch my other videos, was I made a size 24 graded to a size 26 at the thigh. I shortened the rise by 1.5 inches, and I scooped out the crotch curve both front and back by about 1/4 inch. I think if I really wanted to fuss, and I might, I would move the crotch point out a little bit. I need to just reshape that curve to give me just a little bit more room in the front crotch. But I think if I was to make these, I might make the pants because I do think they're super comfortable, and for fall it'd be nice to have a pair of pants that I can wear around my house that aren't like yoga leggings. I would consider doing that because I think that it would make a difference, and just a small tweak would be an adjustment that I would be willing to make. But yeah, the Allegro shorts I would say are, for me, I would give the pattern an 8 out of 10, and I would give the shorts that I made about a 6.5 out of 10. The other stuff I'm working on is I have this stack of tie-dye fabric here cut out. So I did get out of the 2 meters of this rayon poplin I bought from Fabricland, and I didn't measure the width. I don't recall if it was a narrow, like if it's a 45-inch or a 50-inch fabric. My apologies. I managed to get the Dolce dress for my daughter and a harmony top, which is a sleeveless blouse, for myself out of that fabric. And I did a little bit of Tetrising and I made it work. I cut the skirts for the dress on the flat instead of on the fold, so I'll just have to seam them, but I think it's a gathered skirt and it's fine. I did not have enough fabric left over to make bias tape. So I didn't even have like a square of fabric big enough for the continuous method of bias binding, which is unfortunate. I think this fabric, it's a rayon poplin, so it's, similar to a rayon challis. Maybe it's a little bit heavier weight, but I think using a store-bought bias tape on this, I'm okay to use it for the dress for my daughter, so I'm going to do that one first. But the neckline on the harmony top, it would, I think that a regular cotton bias tape might stand out a little bit. I'll have to press it carefully to make it lie flat. But this pattern, both of them, actually most of the Love Notions patterns, I think Tammy really loves single fold bias tape, and it's hard to find commercial single fold bias tape where I live. I feel like every time I go to Fabricland, they have double fold and they have like the wide quilt binding. Single fold bias tape, a little bit harder to find. I went down to Rick Rack in Inglewood here in Calgary yesterday to see if they had any. Sometimes they have some package tapes. They have like reels and reels of beautifully colored double fold bias binding, but they didn't have any single fold. So I did buy some double fold bias. So I did buy some double fold bias tape in this, I figured that the chances were I would try applying it so that you can't see it, like hidden. I'll treat it like single fold bias. But if that doesn't work, I can always bind it and you would see the bias tape on the armholes and neckline for the dress. So I bought this ostentatious green, and I have green buttons too, it's got a button down the front. I think Emma will love it. And we'll see how it goes. It's an experiment anyway. I did find some single fold bias at Walmart last night when I went to go buy a pair of sandals for my kid whose feet grew overnight. So I have a little bit of that too if this doesn't work out for me. But anyway, we'll give it a go. And next time I will remember to lay my pattern out. I'll cut myself a little square and remember to cut my bias out of that if I'm making another blouse. It's just something good to keep in mind. While I was at Rick Rack, I was there because I was picking up fabric. They had a sale. So it got so hot here in Calgary, actually in most of Western Canada last week. It got so hot that a lot of the stores closed because we don't have air conditioning in a lot of our buildings. My apartment was like an oven. It was so hot in here. We don't have air conditioning in here either. And I would say that our building, climate-wise, is fantastic between -29 and +29. That's a pretty broad range, but this year it has been -40 and it has been almost +40. And it's, it's been hot. It was hot. It took a good 2 days after the temperature finally dropped for the temperature in here to drop, because it's a brick building. Like it holds the heat, and it, you know, which is good and bad. So I didn't do any sewing last week because it was just too hot to sew. But anyway, back to Rick Rack closed because they also don't have air conditioning, and they're in a little old building, and it would have been like pizza oven hot in there. So they had a hot flash sale online, and they'd marked all of their stuff 30% off. So I leapt on that, and I bought some black Ponte knit, which like never goes on sale, but it's always helpful to have. I'd like to use it for the sleeves on another Metro blazer with some other foil print Ponte or Scuba I have, and a pair of like leggings, like Sabrina Slims, or you know, some Ponte leggings, a little bit dressier for when I go back to work in the fall in the office. And then I also ordered some cotton, some quilting cotton. So I had my eye on this since the spring when I got it in stock. They had 3 meters of this left. It's got these like vintage coffee pots on it. I love coffee. It's my favorite thing. The hardest part about being pregnant for me was that I couldn't stomach the smell and taste of coffee. And that's not the worst. Like I made it through, you know, 18 months of not drinking coffee, but it was not pleasant. But I drink like a pot of coffee a day, and everybody knows this about me who knows me in my personal life. And it started when I got a desk beside the coffee pot when I was working an internship at like an oil and gas company, and just drank coffee all day. Like that's what it was. But anyway, I thought this was adorable. It's all these retro percolators and presses, colors I would never wear. Like I don't wear peach and orange, but I thought this would make really cute pajamas. So I have 3 meters. It's a narrow width because it's quilting cotton. And I think I might do the Carolyn pajamas from Closet Core, or I might make the Pine Cove pajamas that I made earlier this year from Itch to Stitch, but I would do shorts and a short sleeve wrap top instead of the long sleeve, because I just don't think I'll have enough fabric. So anyway, I seriously have to stop buying fabric, and I will stop buying fabric. I have, you know, I'm not going to say it's a fabric ban, but I think I have enough now to see me through the remainder of the calendar year, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's what I got up to this week. I want to finish this dress and this blouse, and then next on my list of projects to cut out is either that Simplicity buffet dress that I ordered and had shipped from the States, or my black linen sleeveless button-down dress. Maybe I'll cut out both and see how it goes. I also want to play with a t-shirt pattern and make one of those like knot hem. You can't see my hands down below my waist behind the table. A knot hem t-shirt, because I see them in the stores all the time. And that's, you know, kind of what I have in mind. I have some time off coming up in July, and time off where I've actually registered my kiddos for, well, the baby goes to, he's 3, he's not a baby, but he's my baby. He's still in daycare full time to hold our spot. Well, and I'm working, but he's still in daycare, but Emma is at home. And so she has some camps coming up this summer, and I will have some time off at home with no children around, so I will be able to get a lot of sewing done. I'm also supposed to use that time to clean their room out. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that's it for me today. I hope that you have an awesome Friday or Saturday or whenever it is that you're watching this. I will try to pop on again, but my schedule is a bit sporadic, and we're just really enjoying the summertime. Swimming lessons and ice cream cones and long walks and bike ride. Well, I don't have a bike, but other people in my family are going on bike rides and playing at the splash park. We're having a wonderful summer. And if it is summer where you are, I hope you are too. And if it's not summer where you are, I hope that you're cozy and enjoying, you know, some time with your friends and family if you can. And if you can't, it will happen soon. So I will talk to you guys later, and have a great day.